Yo, what is up, my friends? Thank you all for joining me today. Today, man, I'm doing great. Hope you all are doing amazing because life is great and it's only getting better for you and me. Today, though, you are the title. I'm going to be talking about anxiety today. More specifically, how it pertains to retention. How retention affects anxiety. Now, you will see a lot of people on YouTube saying that retention does cure anxiety. And I'm sure there's many more people than that will tell you that is just pure placebo. Not just the anxiety relief portion of retention, but retention in general. And obviously, in my opinion, retention is not placebo. It is 100% real as long as you are doing it right. As long as you are doing everything, as long as you are being healthy within your body, mind, and spirit, retention will benefit you. But does it work when it comes to anxiety relief more specifically? And my answer to that most times would be yes. Now, a while ago, I want to say earlier this year, last winter, I made a video trying to explain, or I should say hypothesize, why retention cures anxiety from a scientific point of view. In that video, I would go on to describe how retention might balance out your endocrine system and furthermore help balance out the nervous system through the hypothalamus and keep you more in your parasympathetic nervous system rather than your sympathetic nervous system. Whereas many of you may know, the sympathetic nervous system is what gives you that flight or fight mode, that anxious mode, that survival instinct way of thought. But honestly, I think that's a fraction of it. It does something with your hormones and your nervous system, but I think more so you are just challenging yourself so much on retention, doing something new, especially if you're doing it right. If you're doing it right, you're meditating all day, not all day, but every day. You're praying, you're working out, you're exercising, you're picking up new hobbies, new interests, maybe a side job that you're trying to turn into a full-time job. And if you are doing all of these things, man, by the end of the day, you are so preoccupied, you are so busy, you are exhausted. You are exhausted. It's hard to be anxious when you are giving it your all every day, 24/7. If you've noticed, the people that are depressed and anxious are stuck in this pattern of not doing anything. And, with today's society, modern belief is that if you have anxiety, if you have depression, this is something that you are stuck with. This is an ailment that you are just stricken with at birth. Nothing you can do about it, when that is not the case at all. The reason people go through anxiety and depression is because subconsciously they are not happy with where they are at in their life, and they're not doing anything about it. Now, of course, certain levels of anxiety, it's normal. Let's say you're on the street. I hope this never happens to anybody, but you're walking down the street, some dude runs at you with a knife. You should be anxious in that moment. You should go into your flight or fight mode. That's normal. Anxiety is not abnormal. Depression is not abnormal. These are normal things you're supposed to go through when you're not on the right track. That's your body, that's your mind, I should say, telling you, hey, you need to evaluate your life and get going because something's not right. And when you're on retention, man, when you're giving it your all, when you are figuring out all these different things about yourself, finding out what your purpose is, meditating, connecting to the Most High, connecting to your higher self, man, there's nothing to be anxious about. Nothing. There's nothing to be depressed about. Because depression, anxiety comes and goes. It's not something that people are stuck with forever. And the more preoccupied you are, the less anxious, the less depressed you will be. We are not designed to be stagnant beings, designed just to sit there and take in all of this information from computer screens, TV screens, and not do anything with our days. Especially when the vast majority of all this information most of us are taking in is just crap. It doesn't mean anything. Half of it's propaganda, half of it's just nonsense, just to keep people preoccupied because they don't know what to do with themselves. So when you really take your power back, when you go on retention, when you take the divine path and try figuring out what your purpose is, what path you want to walk, that is when things become more clear. When you're not so confused and anxious and sad and depressed and mopey and just empty inside. Because you got that spark within you and it is now activated. And when you start transmuting this energy, man, and this energy rises, and you start opening all your chakras, and you start awakening even more as time goes on, the world will just become more and more magical. The more you go down this path, the easier it gets, and the better your life will become. Because, man, this depression stuff, this anxiety stuff, this is nothing, man. This is normal. And if you're feeling it all the time, you got to do something about it. You got to do something with your life. You got to fix whatever is wrong with your life. Subconsciously, you know what that is. And when you figure that out and make your first steps in taking action to fix that, you are going to become a stronger person. But anyways, guys, that's the video for today. Any questions whatsoever, drop them down below and I will answer them. Like the video, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, share the video, and as always, guys, you all have a great day.